Welcome back. Now we are looking at the second chapter. I'm sure you must have enjoyed the first chapter as much as I enjoyed putting it together. So this technically it's a module. Second module is the single candlestick patterns. What we have seen last time is TA, technical analysis, is art and also science. The science part of it tries to look at the crowd mentality, what the people are trying to do around you, or what people did whole day or hold that particular candle, and then we are just trying to figure out what does that really mean. If you really look at it, every day is a war. And let's say I'm just taking condition. You have got country A and country B, and in between you have got a boundary. So when the army from country A starts coming into country B at one point in time gets so desperate that they have to push country A out of their territory. Okay, so the deeper the country A goes inside country B, more resistance that country A is going to feel from country B. So let's say country A is bull and country B is bears. So bulls want to keep taking stock up, 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 up. There will be a point in time when bears will see that the price is little too high or they have entered into too much into their territory, and they push with all the force. They push with all the force to get the country A out or the bulls out. So from there you would see a drop. Similarly, when bears start getting into bulls territory, getting selling, 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 there will be a point in time where bulls say enough is enough. Now let's start buying and let's push the market up. So that is a typical behavior that happens. At times, what happens is country A goes so much far inside country B is that now country B is so weak and they just cannot resist anymore. So they basically give up and then country A completely conquers. So that also happens in the market. Let's say bulls, they start buying so ferociously that bears try to push, but then they cannot push and they cannot push, and then they figure out that they are too weak and they give way to the bulls, and there will be a large rally. So these are the basic fundamentals. So when bulls are pushing, there is a point where they will face resistance and bears will act, and similarly the other way, bears are pushing and bulls will act. But then there will be some points when the opposite party just give up because they feel that they are little too weak, and then there is a reverse, very huge, very strong rally. Typically when you are investing into equity, keep in mind, when bears are very aggressive, there will definitely be bulls who will come some point in time. They may not come at the 50% retracement, they may not come 100%. It may feel as if it's a bear market, and these we are going into dungeons and nothing is going to happen, and then somewhere bulls will come in and they will pick it up. But the opposite may not be true. When bulls are very aggressive, bears can give up their land and just let the bulls fly. In commodity, little bit different thing is observed. So when prices start going up, it's unlike equity, it may not cannot just keep on going up. There will be a resistance when prices start going up. In real life also you would realize, right? So if there are people who are going to be buying stock, and somebody can keep selling, but how much can you sell? You can sell only the quantity that is there in your hands, and some point in time somebody will buy. Even if you are talking about short selling, you have got limits to that. In commodity it's the opposite. The commodity total availability is limited, so it can keep on going up, but then what happens is the producers of that commodity start selling. So you would see a resistance. You don't see bulls just taking it away. No commodity can go just like that. At least the governments will interfere. Otherwise, there will be a major chaos. Okay, so let's come back. What we are going to be looking at is that understanding, and look at the candlesticks and then try to understand how the day has been. The risk disclosure. It's very important that I quickly, because I'm going to be talking about some stocks. Please don't take it as a guidance or anything. It's only for learning purposes. Let's quickly talk about auction and supply demand. See, we talked about auction process in the last video, where let's say I had the drawing of Mona Lisa for some reason, and I'm going to be auctioning that. So whenever I say 1 million going gone, somebody will come in and say, boss, no, I can pay 100,000 extra, and so it keeps on going up. So if you really look at it the same way, there market is made up of very emotional people. So when a particular stock, let's say a few days back, Infosys had little bit of a crash because of all the negativity that was happening. So there were people who were emotionally attached, and they said, boss, it's end of the world, nothing is going to happen. So there were people who were trying to sell very desperately, just let me get out. At the same time, there were few other people who looked at that as an opportunity, saying, oh, I may not get Infosys at such a low price, so let me buy. And then market is made up of all these people who contribute their ideas and their concepts, and then that is what is the intelligence of the market. So whenever there is a supply, you need to look at what price point is the supply happening, at the lowest point of the day or lowest of the low. And when the supply is happening, is there a demand, and demand is at the lowest low or demand is at the higher high. You getting it right? So in a day, let's say Nifty goes from 9900 to 10,000. When it came to 9900, you should see a demand to take Nifty up. Hmm? But if you see demand in Nifty at 10,000 when it is going up, you would probably see that the bears will say goodbye and then let bulls run, or they'll just wait for 10,100 and then come with lot of force. Okay, so that's something that we need to be observing on a daily basis. These things will make you much better trader. While I'm going to be talking about the candlestick, let's quickly look at this. What is the story that the candlestick tell? Daily candle prints all battle information that we talked about. Bears and bulls are always on battle. If bulls were in control, you would see a thick green candle, very simple. Otherwise, you would see a thick red candle, or probably a mixed candle if nobody is in control. When market moved up, did it meet with the sellers? When started going up, did the push came in from the sellers? Or when it started going up, did just sellers move away and got the herd mentality? So when it's coming up, the auctioneers or the buyers, did they get more buyers coming into their side and it just kept on going up? Or are we in combination of both? How is the open with respect to close, or how is close with respect to open? Rather, that is a better statement. What is the size of a candle? See, if candle is too small, then probably it's non-eventful date. If there is huge volume, it probably needs to be seen little differently. Okay, so now we are not going to be uh, putting in too much of emphasis on single pattern, single candle patterns, because they do not work most of the times. They can, however, be used as one of the guiding principles. I do not recommend you to trade based on the single candlestick patterns. Please do not do that. It's little risky. You would see more often it doesn't follow than it follows. So if you want to do it at your own risk. but we also have to know, we have to learn, and these do give very nice entry and exit opportunities. So morubuzu, this in Japanese means bald. Okay, so what it says is you have a thick red candle or thick green candle, and then the bears or the bulls pushed so hard that till the end of the day they were just pushing. And when they push so hard, what happens is there is a strength in the day, and probably the other party has just given away, and it will continue the next days, and then you will see a rally. For example, here you've seen this pushing, and then this top has been never taken over. Okay, even though it came and as a resistance and then just push down. Same thing happened here. You just pushed in, push. We will look at some examples, a lot of random examples, so that it becomes easy for you to look at it. And I'm also going to be sharing you an AFL which will help you. Okay. So next one, the directional patterns. These are basically directional in nature. They tell you that the continuation is going to happen in the same direction. Okay. Now uncertainty patterns. What these basically mean is now you're either in uptrend or you're in downtrend, and then suddenly the market has realized that probably this is not the fair price. So wait, let's wait for what happens in the market. Okay, so markets on that particular day, it will go up, it will go down, and probably end up at the same point. Bears are not in control, bulls are not in control. People are typically, volumes are also very less. People are just waiting, most likely for some event, some announcement, something, and they probably will be waiting. So either it would be a wait, or it will also be a reversal. A lot of times, these uncertainty patterns result in reversal. For example, here, this particular spinning top has got a reversal. This particular doji has a reversal. There is a difference. You would ask, what is spinning top? What is a doji? Very simple thing. Spinning top and doji, both of them have fairly small body. What is a body? Body is the difference between open and close. Okay, you have got open, close, high and low for a particular candle. Okay, so open and close is the body. If you have doubts, please go to the previous session, and I have explained that in details. So both of these have got smaller body. For a spinning top, uh, it need not be a zero body, it's fairly small body, but then the upper shadow has to be almost same as the lower shadow. Okay, that is why it is a spinning top. Okay, for doji, open is almost same as close. So market has not done anything. Lot of times doji, if it has got high volume, can be considered as a reversal signals. So market has been going up, and then suddenly it's confused now. So probably it is going to go down. The bulls are confused now. Bulls have no more power, and bears have started taking control over it. Okay, we are going to be looking at lots of examples. Trend reversal patterns. Now, those were the uncertainty patterns. These are the patterns which are considered to be clear trend reversal for a single candlestick. Let's first understand what is the umbrella. Umbrella is like an umbrella. What happens is you have got a tall rod, and on top of it you have got a small body. Okay, so umbrella will not have the upper shadow, or it will have very small upper shadow. It will have a long lower shadow. Hmm? And the body could be a bear body, or it could be a bull's body. Doesn't matter, green or red, it doesn't matter. Hammer is an umbrella which is seen towards the bottom of the trend. Okay, so for here, it's going down, and then you see a hammer. So you got a long tail. What that means is bears push. There was a point, then bull says enough is enough, let's push up, and then they pushed almost till the open of the day. Okay, they could not cross and they could not move on, but then they at least push it till the open of the day, shown lot of strength, and so there is a chance that the direction will get reversed. Hanging man is exactly same candle, but it is usually seen at the top of the rally. So here there's a up move, and then suddenly you've seen lot of push, but then what happens is here the bulls, although they pushed it from a low of the day, but they could not. The bulls are not strong enough to take anywhere more than the open of the day, and then when they are not able to push it higher, there is a chance that bears are also there, they will take control. So there could be a reversal. Hanging man usually works very rarely, so you will also find very difficult to get this particular pattern getting. Next one is the shooting star. Shooting star is completely 180 degree of hammer. Same thing as hammer, you had a down move, and then in down move bear bull said enough is enough, now let's push it up. The shooting star, bear say enough is enough, now the market is moving up. Bear say now enough is enough, now let's start selling, and they start selling, then they see a reversal. Okay, thank you. Good. So now what we will do is we'll just quickly go to Ami Broker. I'll quickly show you the AFL that I have. You don't need to know AFL. We will have separate sessions on AFL some other time in some other course. I don't know how, but it's a very simple thing. I'm going to share this AFL. If you have Ami Broker, you could start using it right away. You could find a lot of them also. So the Morobozu is when the range is less than or equal to, range multiplied by 0.95 is less than equal to body. So range is almost same as the body, and strength is greater than 1. What is strength? Strength says my length has to be more than ATR of 14. Okay, that is Moroboku. And then you can have bull candle or bear candle, which says either it is bull or bear Murubuzu. Similarly, spinning top is lower shadow minus upper shadow. The difference between them is very minimal, almost the same. Okay, and the range is, body is less than half of the range. I mean, there is no hard and fast rule. You could put in 1.5, you could put in any other number, or you could also remove this condition. This works for me. Doji, doji is when the body is very small, okay, of the range. Uh, Umbrella is basically the upper shadow is very small, and the lower shadow is more than twice of the body. And then what we are saying is a hammer is, you have got umbrella and there has been a downtrend. Hanging man is when you've got umbrella and uptrend at least for 2 cycles. Okay, and similarly shooting star is the body is small, it's a shaven thing. Shaven is basically you don't have any I'll show you quickly here. Lower shadow is almost none. Okay, so there is no lower shadow. Real body is gap up. hmm? So open is gap up, and then you've got a long upper shadow, and then you are in uptrend. So this is the shooting star. People have little bit different definitions here and there. These are the ones that I use. I like. Actually, I don't use it so often, to be frank with you. Uh, so now, if I go back to my Ami Broker window, okay, let's just look at the different charts. Okay, let me just zoom in. Okay, look at this. Gone, uncertainty doji, again uncertainty doji, coming back. Okay, You would see lots of dojis. Indian market shows this is a spinning top. See, almost same. So you had up move, then came down, little bit confusion, spinning top, then doji, and then continuation. These are uncertainties because I mean you probably pause and then continue with the trend. I just need to see. Okay, you will need to find other combinations. You've got lots of dojis and lots of okay here. See, different things coming up here. Sorry for that. Okay, here. Now, what is this? Hammer, perfect. So downturn, hammer, reverse. What is this? Hmm? Similar to hammer. Hmm? It's an umbrella. What is that called? What is that called? Shall I go back? What is this? Hanging man. So it's like a man, right? And it is hanging. Reversal. Up move, reversal, going down. This is a spinning top. See, spinning top, confusion, and then turns. This, look at this guy. Such a big red candle. Morubozu. Red candle, low is almost same as the closing price. Here, you got a doji. Here, hanging man. One more hanging man. Here, you got a hammer, but did not work very well. This hammer worked perfectly. Down move, see, such a good down move, got arrested with an hammer, started going up. Took so long to break this hammer. Doji, and it's also a spinning top, by the way. You got a hammer here. Okay, let's go to Nifty. Here, what is this? Shooting star. Hmm? Up move, good long upper shadow, zero lower shadow. You want me to zoom in? Shooting stars are not very common in Indian market because in Indian market bears never say enough is enough. Usually bulls win. So let me select something else. I'm just going to select something randomly. Ashok Leyland. See, what is this? You got hammer. Down move, hammer. Before that, you had almost a doji, hammer, and then moves up. This guy, spinning top, doji, up move, doji, came down. Here, hammer goes up. Again, down move, almost a doji, hammer goes up. Now you would see that some of these things you find it to be doji, but they are not. There is a difference between the open and close, which is not acceptable compared to the length of the candle. Hmm? You can play around with the numbers there, and then you'll start seeing multiple dojis. See, confusion, doji, doji, confusion, hmm? Spinning top, confusion, doji, confusion. See, this whole chart has got full of confusion. It's in a if there are lots of dojis and lots of spinning tops, consider it to be in a sideways market. This is a very important thing. Look at the strength here. I'm talking about this candle. this green candle with a green arrow here. This is Morubozu. Hmm? It kept on coming down, and here bull says enough is enough, and then just push through all the way till the end of the day. Okay, and after that, what you have seen is from 16 rupees. This is 2007. 16 rupees. The stock closed at 1750, which is almost 10%, and then in next few days it went to almost 20. It hit 20 here, 16 to 20, 4 rupees, and then what happens? 22, 23, 23 and a half. See the strength. Okay, let's go to something else. So let me quickly tell you what means what in this particular chart. The star is the spinning top. Wherever you will see a star at the bottom, it's a spinning top. Whenever you see O at the top, it's basically a doji. Okay, so a star is a spinning top. O is a doji. Hmm? Triangle below, which is a hollow triangle, is a hammer. Hmm? Triangle below, which is a hollow triangle, which is a hammer. A thick triangle that you saw just now here, this one thick triangle, this is Morubozu upwards. Similarly, a thick red triangle up at the near the high is Morubozu bear candle. Okay, when it comes, I'll show you here. Okay, fair. Let's go to this. Look at this strength. Bajaj Auto. See, hammer, change of direction. Doji, confusion, and then change of direction. Doji, confusion, change of direction. This is hanging man. Went up hanging man. It was supposed to be changing the direction. It does not. It just kept on going up. As I told you, I'm not very comfortable, very happy with this particular hanging man. I would have skipped this in this chapter if I would have been allowed. Okay. But since I'm following some particular course, I don't want to skip that. Look at this beauty. Okay. Here it opened at about 340. It went and closed at 370. A thick green candle, which actually happens little later after one more Morubozu. Okay, so there are two in a row. You've got one 268 till about 321, a good thick candle, and then there was a lot of confusion, sideways move. Market is not going planning to go down anytime soon. Then one more, if you would have missed this opportunity, you could have bought in this opportunity, and from here, from this 370 it went all the way to 580. How many days? From 13 May 2009 until 5/6 2009, less than a month, about 20 days, it almost doubled from 250 levels to 580 levels. Look at this. This is the move. This is the beauty of Morubozu. It works fairly okay. Let's look at Bajaj Finance will not give you very nice because it's a one-sided. Biocon probably will have. See, Morubozu gone up. Nobody is able to take the bottom of this candle and just going up from the price point of 52.5 all the way to 75. I mean, it became 1.5 times. See, actually, this Morubozu was broken. So you probably would have been out of the trade here. False signal. But the next one, if you take, goes to 1.5 times. Hanging man failed again. One more time. Oh, sorry. This is this hollow star at the top. It's not a hanging man. It is a shooting star. Okay. This is a fail of shooting star. I'm really sorry for that. This is an hanging man. Hanging man is like an umbrella. A tall handle and a very small body. Tall handle, very small body. In an uptrend is a hanging man. Downtrend is a hammer. Lots of spinning tops here. See, this is a spinning top with a doji confusion reversal. Doji reversal. Doji confusion. Here, what is this? Hammer. Down move, hammer, perfect hammer, reversal. Look at the move. Okay. This from 69, it has gone all the way to 84. Now let's go to something else. I just going to randomly select something. Let's say Dabur. Here, what is this? This is a hanging man. Up move, hanging man, reversal. Spinning top, confusion. Not giving too many interesting stuff here. Here again, Morubozu. You see, this is a failed one. It went up and then taken it down. Let's look at Nifty, and we'll stop there. Hmm. Let's look at Nifty since 2008. Okay, so from 2008 you had this Morubozu. It became a false, came back. This is a doji, confusion all the way around. Hanging man, sorry, this is a hammer because it was coming down. Hammer, failed hammer, came back. One more hammer, gone with little up. Shooting star, came down, went up. Confusion here with a doji, went sideways, went up. Here is a hammer. It honored the hammer. Oops, I'm so sorry. It honored the where are we? Uh, I sorry, I missed it somehow. So let's start with where we are. So here there is a hammer. It honored the hammer, went up, again came back. One more hammer. This time it did not honor. Kept on coming back here. Shooting star went little bit ahead, tested the height of the shooting star, came back. Hammer again. It failed. You have uh, hammer and a doji which is very close to be a hammer. Again, it just reversed little bit, came back, doji, one more hammer, second hammer, all failed hammers. Then third hammer, one fail, two fail, three fail, and third one zoom, it reverses. Okay. Then a doji which just showed some confusion, went up, one more doji, little bit more confusion. Now here you have a doji one more time, confusion little bit, and then went up. See, there are, if you see, there are lots of Murubozu here. Why they are not coming in is because of the 14 period ATR condition that I have. So if you want them to be coming in, all that you have to do is change it. Let me change it right away. And if I change that, you are going to be getting it that way. So strength is greater than 1. Okay. Strength is greater than, I say, 0.8. Control S, and it reflects. Still not reflecting. Let me change it to 0.7. or probably this is the reason why it is not coming in here. See, now you see all these Morubozus coming in. Now there will be some false signals. Here it came, went up, one more, it went up, one more, went up. This is the last one, went up and then came down with a, no, it actually did not. A little bit of reversal, Murubozu again were going up. So on Nifty, this particular setup works little better. You would see all these thick green triangles and they are actually working way better compared to anything else, and also the thick red triangles which are the negative Morubozu. See, it worked very nice all the way from 5100. You had a down move of almost 10% here. Again the green Morubozu, it would give you another 10% move upwards. This is a failed one. You had sorry, you had a hammer, failed one, bearish Morubozu, gave little bit, again then bullish Morubozu, 1 2 3, between one there is one bear, but this would not be really active because the lower point is never taken over, and then it just kept on going up. See, multiple Morubozus and going up. Here you had a hammer, a shooting star, confusion, little bit of a reversal with a uh, hammer, again one more reversal. This reversal happened probably little similar to a spinning top, but it was not same, so it did not get caught. Morubozu. So basically the idea is that these candlestick patterns do work, but they do not work so often that you could actually bet on them. There are tools which are way better compared to these. If somebody is telling you that these single candlestick patterns will work for them and you could actually trade based on them, they are fooling you. Please don't get fooled. There are lot things to do and we will do them in time to come. But then, should you be looking at the candlestick patterns? The more you look at it, the more comfortable you start getting in, and the more, I mean, you would know before the end of the day that something is going to happen now. There are two candlestick patterns and three candlestick patterns. We will be looking at that. Those patterns work little better, way better compared to the the single candlestick patterns. So anyway, it's good to know all these things, and then we could make our good decision in later chapters where we have to make a decision as to what to trade and how to trade. So we need to know it. Thank you very much. Have a great time. If you have any questions, please post those questions. Have a great time again. Cheers. Bye.